Hi, this is Miss McKean, and this will be video 1 of 3 on personal statements. This first one is going to be, what is it and why I care about it? So I'm going to break this down into 3 different slides. The first one is going to be, what is the personal statement? It's helpful to know what you're trying to do, so then you can go ahead and accomplish it effectively. Then I'll delve a little deeper into general questions you should address within your personal statement, even though the university might not be directly asking it of you. And lastly, why should you care about this? There's all these other components in the application. Why does the personal statement matter? Before moving on, I just also want to clarify that this is based on my own research, my own experiences with college applications, talking to my family, friends, former students. So this is definitely not the be-all, end-all on personal statements, and I definitely suggest and encourage you to reach out to others and also do your own research after watching this video. So first up, what is the personal statement? A fancy way of saying it, it's an intellectual autobiography. It's an opportunity for you to explain who you are in a very professional lens while connecting it to your academic and future career choices. Within that, what you're going to be able to do is explain your story, your history, what experiences, accomplishments, obstacles have you endured that make you who you are, and explain who you are as a person. And then you also want to be able to welcome the reader into your life by explaining your aims. What do you want to do with your future? And how is this university going to help you accomplish it? So that is generally what a personal statement is. And now I'm going to go a little bit more in depth into general questions. Now, typically, the application for your personal statement will give you some options of questions to answer. You'll pick one and you'll answer it. Unless you're applying to the UC system, then they have personal insight questions where they give you 8 prompts, and then you answer 4 of those in short answer format. Either way, they might not directly answer the 4 questions I'm about to put on the slide, but you want to be able to get these 4 questions somehow into your personal statement, or at least within your whole application. Now, you definitely do not need to directly answer them and like regurgitate them. That's going to turn more into a formulaic essay as opposed to this personal statement, this personal history of yourself. You also don't want to force questions in that don't fit naturally into the personal statement question or UC personal insight questions you're selecting to answer. But you want to be able to touch on them. Now, some of them you might directly get into your personal statement, some you might indirectly, some you might not be able to fit in, some might be in a different component of your application, and that's totally fine. This is where having some mentors is really helpful, so you can talk to them for advice with your specific experience. So, those 4 questions. First one, you want to be able to talk about within your application, why are you interested in this university? Why this university over all the other universities? What makes this one special? Or you might be specifically applying to a program within a university, and so you want to explain why this program over other ones. So a real quick example is when I was applying to college, I applied to University of the Pacific because of the honors pre-law program there called Pacific Legal Scholars Program. Now, why was I interested in this specific program? 3 reasons. Number 1, it's an accelerated honors pre-law program that gets you hands-on experience, but they already know that. So that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about why I personally am interested. I would talk about how in high school I got really intrigued and invested in the discrepancies within our school system and how I was interested in how law could help address that. And then thirdly, having researched the university a lot, they are very strongly connected within the community, and that's something that matters a lot to me. And so I wanted to be able to network a lot somewhere close to home. And being from Elk Grove, and then University of the Pacific being about 35 miles away in Stockton, this was a perfect opportunity for me to be able to network within a community close to home. So this is where you can see I'm already getting personal, providing specific examples about me. That's what your personal statement should do. Now, also I want to take a quick aside to explain I clearly became a teacher and not a lawyer. And so do not feel pressure in picking your major or once you're in college, if you don't end up following through on that major. A lot of us don't. That's the point of college, is through your classes and experiences and internships and programs, you will learn what is best for you. It was through the program that I learned the best route for me, and what I was passionate about was to go into teaching. Now back to the personal statement. So beyond just talking about why you're interested in the university or area of study, you want to explain why you are suitable for it. Now, this is a perfect opportunity to take things from other parts of your application and bring them in and then expand upon it. Why are the classes or AP or IB classes or honors classes that you took helpful to preparing you for the rigors of this program or this university? What internships, clubs, extracurricular activities do you have that are going to make you successful already? They want students to come in prepared with tools that they're able to then apply and build upon and grow. So you want to build upon that, using the classes, explaining how your experiences have helped prepare you for it. Next, how will you contribute to the program and university community? This is very, very important. You do not just want to talk about how you're going to take and benefit from the university, but how are you going to give back and continue to build their credibility and their prestige as a university? This is the question that I specifically try to hone in on when I write letters of recommendation for my students, but you should also do this within your personal statement. So some basic tips on this is really think, how could you contribute to this university? And then find examples of within your past that prove that you've already done something similar to that, so you have the credibility to do it. So for example, going back to my honors pre-law example, I would have written about, or I did write about, how I wanted to contribute to the community and build a network within Stockton. Now, what evidence do I have of building a network and building a community? I did that within my high school experience by being in ASB, working with elementary schools, starting some community fundraisers, being on the superintendent's advisory board. So therefore, I'm saying this is what I'm going to do. I've done it before, and I'm going to do it again at your university. Also, tip and trick, definitely research the university. What do they look for? What are their emphases? And then show that you are that. So for example, UOP is super all about community outreach. And and also side note though, don't just make up that you are what they're looking for. Like, make sure it's genuine. Community outreach is something that's important to me. I wouldn't just have made it up for the sake of my application. And so do the research, what are they looking for, and really think about yourself and your experiences and how can you contribute. Last but not least, what makes you interesting and unique? Thousands of kids or students are applying to these universities with very similar GPAs, similar experiences. What makes you different? What's going to make the admissions counselor stop reading your application and really think, wow, this person would be great at our university. Now, if you're like me, and this is kind of like an awkward conversation to have with yourself, ask others in your life. This is why you have mentors and well, not this is why, but this is a benefit of having mentors and friends and family, is they know you too, and they're not going to have any issue complimenting you. So definitely reach out. I remember specifically reaching out to my mentor teachers I had at my high school and to my dad, asking, what do you think makes me special? And so this is a part of the brainstorm process that I will dive into in video 2, how to brainstorm effectively for your personal statement. All right. Now, why care about this? This sounds like a lot of work, a lot of self-reflection, a lot of writing. So why should you care? This is a chance for you to show who you are beyond an application. Who is the person behind the accomplishments and all those numbers? Like I said before, thousands of students are applying, similar numbers. What makes you different? A really effective way to do this is to get across what are your strong character traits. I would suggest picking 1, maybe 2, because you have a limited word count and you want to focus in and just really get that focus across, as opposed to being all over the board. I'll go more into this in video number 3, talking about the actual writing and how you want a unifying theme and you want to focus in on that. So what you want to do is pick maybe 1 to 2 characteristics. I've listed off some common ones that universities and jobs are looking for at this point. And you can really just blend those in, proving that this is who you are as a person, this is why you're interested in their program, and this is how you will then use that character trait to contribute to their university. This is also a chance for you to explain anything. Like when you're putting in your GPA and whatnot on these college applications, you don't get a chance to explain, put a little asterisk and explain why. So this is where you can explain why something's meaningful to you. A leadership experience, community service opportunity might mean something to you, but to someone else who doesn't know what it is, they might not understand. So this is your chance to explain why it matters. It's also your chance to explain why there might have been a dip in your GPA, why your math section on your SAT score was a little bit low. And so this is your opportunity to explain that. So you definitely, with a personal statement, do not want to repeat what's in your application. If there's one thing to remember from this video, do not repeat what's in your application. Now that doesn't mean you don't get to mention things that are already within your application. What you want to do is expand on it. Okay, take those numbers, take those accolades and accomplishments from your application, include them in your personal statement and explain the meaning to them. What lessons did you learn? How did it create who you are as a person? They don't want a repetitive list from your application. They already have that. Instead, you want to build beyond it. Last but not least, if you don't put the effort into this personal statement, the time to brainstorm and revise and have others look at it, it will overshadow the other parts of your application. Because let's say you have a stellar SAT score. If they then look at your personal statement and are like, wow, they didn't put any effort into this, this person must not have a good work ethic, or think that they are too good for our university, that they should automatically be admitted. Or they might think, wow, this person's writing isn't that great. And right now, that's the name of the game in education is, are you able to write effectively and articulate? This is your chance to shine and show that you are a talented writer. And you have the time to brainstorm, revise, have others look at it. So this is why you should care. So now that you understand what it is and why you should care about it, make sure to check out the videos that are in the making on tips and tricks on brainstorming and tips and tricks on writing. If you have any questions, please comment below, or with specific questions, you can email lagoonamazing@gmail.com. Thank you.